Yesterday, SAPD has now identified the 3 suspected car burglars that officers took into custody last night. Adrian Isaac Hernandez and Oscar Carvajal, who are both 19, and 18-year-old Lincoln Gage Mertens.
Police say that they were caught trying to break into a car Thursday morning on the west side and then later found to be the same people from an earlier robbery about 6 a.m.
Yeah, when officers arrived, the suspects ran from the scene, began a police chase where they were led to a home on Westland Drive. Hernandez, who we do not have a mugshot for, and Carvajal in that home and were arrested. Mertens in a second stolen car and taken into custody near the intersection of Bronco Lane and Spur Drive. According to Bexar County Jail records, Mertens is facing 6 charges for a combined bond of $155,000. Those charges.
Meanwhile, Oscar Carvajal is charged with aggravated robbery. Adrian Hernandez faces that same charge, plus vehicle burglary and the intent to give false information. He was also wanted on an unrelated evading arrest charge from March of 2024.
We're diving straight into a high-stakes police chase on San Antonio's west side. 3 teens, multiple car burglaries, and an aggravated robbery all in one morning. The hook, 19-year-old Adrian Hernandez, is the one to watch here. He's already facing a mountain of bond money. But the real trouble? He was already on felony probation when this went down. Legal insight. When you commit a new crime while on probation, it's not just a new charge. It's a motion to revoke. You're essentially telling the judge, I didn't value the mercy you gave me last time.
According to your plea bargain agreement, punishment is to be assessed at 5 years in the prison. There is a $2,000 fine. There's no application for community supervision. The state is opposed to your deferred adjudication, and this is to run concurrent. And then in cause number 2025 CR 011311C, according to your plea bargain agreement in that cause, punishment is to be assessed at a cap of 12 years in the prison. There's a $2,000 fine. The state is opposed to your application for deferred adjudication. All cases are running concurrently. And then the state is taking in consideration defense. The court has reviewed the letter from the defendant, which is the court's understanding that the state had no objections. So I've reviewed that letter. Defense, any witnesses?
We do, Judge.
All right, you may call your first witness.
We would call Mr. Hernandez's mother.
Hello.
Hi, ma'am.
Hi. Could you raise your right hand for me, please?
Yes,
Do you
ma'am.
solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Giovanna Magaha.
All right, I'm sorry.
Giovanna Rebecca Magaha.
Could you spell your last name for the court reporter?
MCGAHA.
Thank you. You may proceed.
Mrs. Magaha, how are you related to Adrian Isaac Hernandez?
I'm his mom.
Okay. And how old is he?
19.
Okay. And could you tell the court where you live?
I live in Smiley, Texas,
And what county is that in?
in Gonzales,
Of that town?
in between, I think, like 500. I mean, it's a small town. Nothing's there.
Okay.
Like 2 schools and a Dollar General.
And if the court were to grant probation to your son, is that where he would be living?
Yes.
Okay. And there's a school there for him to attend?
Yes.
Okay. And could you tell the court why you believe that Adrian should be on probation?
This ain't an eye opener. I'll be the first to ask. I've been praying hard and with my faith and his faith. I mean, it's been just.
Now we're in the courtroom, and Adrian's mother is taking the stand. She's leaning heavily on her faith in a new environment, in a tiny town of 500 people, to convince the judge he's changed. Reaction. It's heartbreaking to watch a mother fight this hard for her child. She mentions his ADHD and a history of special education. Engagement. Do you think apparent maturity and a change of scenery are enough to stop a cycle of crime? Let me know in the comments if you believe in geographic cures for legal trouble.
Striving, long road, but I know God is good. I got my family all in church with prayer and faith, and I got my mom home with me too. And I feel also changed, so I'm learning new things too. But they're all going. We have actually a lot of our families together still, and peace. I'm missing peace.
So, Mrs. Magaha, the court's going to want to know how it is that Adrian kind of fell off the path and how you're going to get him back on the path.
Well, I have day and night with me and my husband. And I always take him. That's why I work at night, so I can take appointments for all my kids. So I can deal with that part in the morning if needed. Finances, I know how we're able to finance if we need help with that. If there's people that can help us if needed. Finance wise, or I do try to do overtime so that I can achieve those funds to be able to put that there as well. And then the church has been very helpful and helping us with children as well as the school that my children are in with support and helping us with organizations outside of school to get them in right structure with speech or any things that they're needing or their health issues or mental states as well.
And was your son in special classes?
Yeah,
Okay. Is that a 504 designation? Do you know?
that was one of them. And he did have also behavior from his ADHD, stuff like that.
Okay. And how high did he get in school?
Well, he repeated ninth grade for a good minute. But they ended up passing him through to 10th grade. But that was the last of it. But they only found record here when he was trying to go for GED only for the 7th grade. So we would have to find a way again, which is very possible to be able to do so.
And you're willing to do whatever it takes to get him back on track educationally?
Yeah, I mean, I have been, and I haven't let go yet. I'm still here.
And if the court sees fit to grant him probation and puts your son in different programs to try and assist him, will you all be able to transport him or
Oh,
do
yeah.
whatever is necessary?
That's what I do for my kids, though.
And how many other children do you have?
I have 3.
And what are their ages?
5, 4, and 16 months.
We'll pass a witness, Judge. Hang on.
I have a couple of questions for you. Okay, so you stated that you live in Gonzales County, Texas, is that correct?
Like the outskirts of it.
Okay, and how long have you lived there?
Going on 6 years.
So what year did you live
2020.
2022 or
The month I don't, but I know the year is 2020.
20? Okay.
The judge isn't buying the new Leaf narrative. She's systematically listing every year since 2017 that Adrian has been in the system. The breakdown. The judge highlighted a critical point. He was under his mother's supervision for all those years and still picked up charges. Legal insight. Judges look at recidivism, the tendency of a convicted criminal to reoffend. Adrian's record shows a pattern, not a hiccup. Reaction. Ouch. The judge is basically asking the mother, if you couldn't stop him then, why should I trust you now?
And so regarding your son, I mean, he's 19 now, but this is not the first time that he's been reported, correct?
Understood.
So he's been involved with the juvenile system since 2017. You'd agree with me, right?
I don't know the year, but I do know that it's been a while.
Okay. And so before you lived in the outskirts of Gonzales, Texas, were you living here in San Antonio?
Oh, yeah.
And was he living with you
Yes.
at that time? Okay. And so I guess my question to you is, back in 2017 and 2018 and 2019 and 2021, and 2022 and 2023, all of the years that he was involved in the juvenile system,
Right.
he was living with you up until 20. Is that correct?
Probably before that. I don't remember when, because I got in a major car accident and I had to get surgery. That, and then everything came back.
And so he was much younger than
Right.
and he was still picking up charges under your supervision. Is that
Right.
fair to say?
I wouldn't say I was the best to the fullest like I am now. I'm a lot more mature. I've grown up a lot more since I was as a young mom too. At the same time, he was a lot immature himself, which he's still growing up, maturity wise. On that specific end. Oh, and then
Asking questions.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Thank you. And so during the time when he was involved in the juvenile system, he was also ingesting illegal substances. Were you aware of that?
No.
Okay, and he's living with you during this time?
He do some runaways. So, I mean, I would have to do those things too
Okay.
on that end to put reports.
And so I guess my question to you is what's going to be different now than before when he was involved in the juvenile system and under your supervision, still committing crimes. But if I'm understanding you correctly, if you're saying that you're more mature
I'm a lot more mature. I have God on my side. That's one. I know I'll succeed with my son. That'll be number one. And then, two, I have matured. I have a husband that's he's standing strong, and I stand right beside him. And as a whole, we succeed with our children. And we have moved our environment from a quiet place, peace. It's a whole different ballpark from living in this city over here to over there.
Okay. And you're aware that your son was on probation for the offense of evading arrest and detention with a vehicle, which is a felony offense, and that occurred in 2024. Are you aware of that?
I don't remember the year.
But you know that he's on felony probation right now. Do you know that?
I'm not too great with the law too much, but I know he's been in trouble most of the time.
Okay. So he's on felony probation, which means that he's gone before this court and entered a plea, and this court put in place different programs for him to abide by.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and he has not done that. Are you aware of that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, he went out and committed an aggravated robbery ×2. You're aware, right?
Not well. Now I know that it's been 2 aggravated robberies. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and so my question to you is, do you think that it's fair, or do you think that it's justice for somebody who's already on felony probation that has shown this court that they have no intention of complying with its rules? Do you think that it's fair for the court to give us probation for a second?
I mean, that's what the judge. I can't give that answer because really, because I'm not the judge to say so. But I can say I'm there for my son.
Okay, that's fair. Thank you.
No further questions, Judge.
Thank you so much
ma'am.
for giving me some insight into your son. All right, call your next witness.
We would call Mr. McGaha.
Good morning. Could you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand. Make sure you keep your voice up so I can hear and the court reporter can hear. If you'll state your name for the record.
Stevens, McGaha.
All right, defense, you may proceed.
Mr. McGaha, how are you related to Adrian Isaac Hernandez?
I'm his stepdad, but I've been in his life since he was around 2.
Okay. And just to cut to the chase, Mr. McGaha, you know that we are here because he has picked up some felony offenses and he has a motion to revoke his felony probation, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So the question before the court is, what is going to be different this time if the court were to give him probation and put him on deferred adjudication? What can you assure this court that's going to be different this time to keep him out of trouble?
Well, he's coming back home.
Okay.
And I run a very strong household, and he has completed probation when he was staying with us too. And when he did do that, he was living with us.
Okay. And so you're talking about some of the priors that he's had.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And the court has a whole list of those, and a number of those were dismissed or rejected, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And did he complete a couple of deferred adjudication probations under your watch?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And are you willing to do whatever it takes to keep him on the straight and narrow, should the court grant him one more opportunity to try and behave on one of her probations?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Is there anything that you would like to tell the court that you know is going to be different this time to guarantee or for the court that he's going to be able to be successful?
I mean, he has been successful with me because I do see him, because that is my son. So he does listen to me a lot. And like I said before, when he was staying with us and with me, he had a couple of little hiccups, but he was very successful when he was at home. So if he does come out, then he'll be coming home. Because I run a very tight ship, especially with all of my kids.
What kind of work do you do, Mr. McGaha?
I am a farmer.
Okay. And would you be able to get Adrian some work?
Yes, ma'am, I would.
And would you be able to make sure that he makes all of his appointments and that he gets back on track educational?
Yes, ma'am. And then on top of that, I'm getting my wife her own vehicle upcoming soon. So she'll be having that. And then I'll be having my truck. So then I'll have my work truck too.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to tell the court?
My son, when he is home, he is very successful, especially when I am there. I am very stern with him. You can even ask him. He listens to me a lot because I guess I just have that dad figure for him, figure.
Mhm.
And I really do want my son home. If he comes home, I guarantee he'll more than almost 100% that he will be successful.
We'll pass witness.
All right, state.
Okay, so you've been in the defendant's life since he's 2 years old. Is that your testimony?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And so your wife is the individual that testified before you, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And she testified that you all lived here in San Antonio, Texas until year 2020. Is that accurate?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And so then both you and her moved to the outskirts of the LA's.
Yes, ma'am. And then we purchased our own property.
Okay. And that's where you're living.
Yes, ma'am.
And so I guess my question is, why was the defendant not living with you at the time that these offenses?
When he wasn't living with us,
Well,
He-
why did he go with you in 2020?
in a 2020 it was like a big old thing that just happened, and incident that happened at the house. So I had to move my family out, and then my son stayed with his grandma, if I'm not mistaken. And then he did stay with us a couple more times after that. And then when he was staying with us, he was in school. He had everything done, and everything was good. And then my son he almost had it completed, and then when he turned 18, I do believe, that's when he fully moved to San Antonio.
Okay. So when he turned 18, then he moved out from you and your mom and returned back.
Yes, ma'am.
So it's your testimony that he's been successful in the time of living with the contract, and you described the problems that he's had as hiccups. But you
This is the most intense moment of the hearing. The state is grilling the stepfather, who keeps calling Adrian's actions hiccups. Dramatic reveal: the state forces him to admit that an aggravated robbery, where a gun is pointed at an innocent civilian, is a big hiccup. Summary: the stepfather is trying to be a strong father figure, but his refusal to acknowledge the gravity of the crime is backfiring. Engagement: is calling an armed robbery a hiccup a sign of support, or is it dangerous enabling? Tell me what you think.
agree with me that there's some pretty big hiccups, right?
I had some pretty big hiccups too.
Okay, that's not what I'm at. You think that it's a bit, would you describe it just as a hiccup, an aggravated robbery where he knows that his friends have guns and they're stealing property from people?
On
Is
that
that
end,
a
ma'am,
hiccup?
I do not know. I do not know because I was not there.
Well, I'm asking you.
So
Do you think,
on-
listen to my question, do you think that him acting along with his co-defendants, if he sees his co-defendant has a gun and they're pointing it at an innocent civilian and taking that civilian's property, do you think that is a big hiccup or a little hiccup?
I couldn't even see my son doing that in the first place.
Listen to the question.
That is the I'm
Is
giving you
it
an
the
answer.
facts that I've described to you, is that a big or little hiccup?
On that end, I do not know, ma'am.
Is it a big or little hiccup?
I was not with him.
The facts that I'm describing to you, if somebody pointed a
can't
gun
say
in your
that,
face
ma'am.
and took your property, would
I
that be a
cannot
big or
say
little
that.
hiccup?
I cannot say he did or did not because he was not with me.
Asked an answer,
So,
judge, and
say-
argumentative.
Or
Excuse me. So just listen to the question and answer the question. Okay. All right. You can ask your question.
Facts that I described to you.
hypothetical.
If
Okay.
somebody acted along with another co-defendant and one co-defendant had a firearm and pointed it at an innocent civilian and the other person started taking that civilian's property, would you describe that as a big or little hiccup?
I would call that as a big hiccup. Yes, ma'am.
We pass away.
We have nothing further.
All right, sir. Thank you for giving me some insight into your stepson. I appreciate you coming in to testify.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you. Call your next witness.
We have no further witnesses.
All right.
Unless, did you want to say anything to the court, or do you want to just rely on your letter?
Just want to say that
Well, here's the thing. If you want to say something to me, then I'll have to swear you in and the state will get a chance to ask you questions. I'm sorry. All right. Can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right. You can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Adrian Hernandez.
All right. And before he begins talking, did you want to confer with him a little bit about whether he wants to say something to the court or not?
Yeah, if I could just
Yes.
briefly. Want to do that? Okay. Judge, he'd rather just rely on the letter that he gave the court.
All right. Then let me call this cause number because I see that there were not pleas entered and it's the motion to revoke. All right. The court is calling 2024 CR 007176. Mr. Hernandez, I'm going to show you what's entitled the motion to revoke community supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Adrian Isaac Hernandez who was placed on community supervision in 2024 CR 007176 for the offense of evading arrest or detention with a vehicle on August 5th, 2024 for a term of 8 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, state, you may proceed.
Violation of condition number 4 in Bexar County, Texas. The defendant, Adrian Isaac Hernandez, did then and there fail to report to the supervision officer as directed for the month of May of 2025 in violation of conditions.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
We'll waive it again.
Any objections to the waivers?
No objections.
Did you understand by pleading through the violation of condition number 4, the court could find it true, grant the motion, and sentence you up to 6 years in the prison?
Yes.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 4?
Yes.
Court will find violation of condition number 4 true. Is there a proposed agreement with regards to that motion?
There's the investigation and pursuit of intent to increase your prison.
All right. And defense, the court will, with regards to that, I'm assuming you want him continued.
Correct, Judge. We'd like it to run all concurrent with what his new offenses are.
All right. And then state, since you're opposed, I'll hear your argument, and then defense, I'll hear your argument for the cases that he's here to be sentenced on, as well as the motion to revoke. I think it'll flow smoother with that. All right, state.
Judge, so we are asking that you deny all of his applications and sentence him to 12 years in the prison and the aggravated robbery cases, and then 5 years in the prison on the collision case. Your Honor, I do appreciate in reviewing the PSI that this defendant did somewhat take responsibility for his actions, and he did enter into a plea, and his role was taken into account in the plea bargain. That's why he's given a top 12 post, because he took responsibility and because he's not the person that had the fire. And the evidence that was stipulated to, he's acting with 2 co-defendants, and they were engaging in burglary of vehicles and local businesses in San Antonio over on the west side. And basically, they were going and pulling door handles and seeing what they could get into. And an uninvolved, innocent bystander tells him to, hey, knock it off. And his co-defendant points a gun in that person's face and tells him to get the fuck out of here while he is receiving property from the other co-defendant. Your Honor, he was already on felony probation, and this court has given him an opportunity to rehabilitate himself and be a productive member of society. And he has failed to do that. And if the court were to grant his applications, he would fail to do it again. Based on, and then also in the collision case, he's driving recklessly, crashes into somebody, causes them injury, and then he doesn't turn himself in for any of this. SAP has to go and get him out of his house. So he can take responsibility in that regard, but in the PSI he did, which I appreciate. But we are asking you to deny his applications and send it to the court.
All right.
Judge, I think that the state has actually hit the nail on the head. He is extremely remorseful. And I think that the court can see that in the PSI, which is kind of unusual. You don't really see that level of remorse or taking responsibility for actions in my experience anyway, in these PSIs. I think this has been a tremendous wake-up call. I think that the family has rallied and is stepping up to take some responsibility to make sure that he can stay on the path. He has definitely gotten off the path. There were definitely people that were hurt as a result of his actions, and he is very sorry for that. I think that he has had a bad time in jail, and I think that this has shown him that he cannot go down this path, that he cannot be with these types of people, that he needs to live in his Smiley, Texas with a population of 500 and get his GED and go to classes and get a trade and go to work and stay on the straight and narrow. And I think he needs his dad, who appears to be a very strong father figure, to be in his life and to keep him on the straight and narrow and make him a productive citizen. And I know the court will have a number of programs and things to assist him with that. And I think that he is receptive to all of that. And so we are asking the court to grant his deferred adjudication and to run it concurrently and to keep him on probation in his evading case. And in the alternative, Judge, then we're asking for the lowest possible sentence that the court could.
The moment of truth. The judge acknowledges the family support, but delivers a final blow. I just don't think you're a good candidate for probation. The sentence, 12 years in prison. Legal insight. Because a deadly weapon finding was made, Adrian will likely have to serve a significant portion of that time before even being eligible for parole. Reaction. The room goes silent. The 5-year deferred dream is dead. He's going from a town of 500 to a prison population of thousands.
Deliver.
All right, Mr. Hernandez, I want you to know that I've heard all of the testimony. I've internalized everything that has been said. I just don't think that you're a good candidate for probation. So in cause number 2024 CR 007176, the court will revoke. The court is finding for true. The court will sentence you to 6 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. There's to be no contact with Gustavo Perez. This is the run concurrent with 2025 CR 011020, 2025 CR 011311C, 2025 CR 011309A. I request to the therapeutic community, and there's to be no residing with minors. Did you review the document in that case entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
You do have a limited right to appeal in that cause number based upon the allegations in the motion, not the fact that you were on community supervision. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what that is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. In cause number 2025 CR 011309A, court is going to deny your motion. Court will find you guilty. There's an affirmative finding of deadly weapon. There's a $2,000 fine. Time and money will run concurrently. This is the run concurrent with 2024 CR 007176, 2025 CR 011020, 2025 CR 011309A, 2025 CR 011311C. Take in consideration 2025 CR 0133, 2025 CR 011310C and 2025 CC 009777. There's an affirmative finding of deadly weapon. Is there anything else with regards to sentencing under that cause number?
No, I don't believe so.
In that cause number, did you review the trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, because this is plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what that is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. In cause number 2025 CR 011311C, the court is finding you guilty. The court will sentence you to 12 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. There's an affirmative finding of deadly weapon. This will run concurrent with 2024 CR 007176, 2025 CR 011020, 2025 CR 011309A, 2025 CR 011311C. Take in consideration 2025 CR 011310C and 2025 CC 009777. There's to be restitution, if any, to, and that cause number. Is there anything else with regards to sentencing?
No, ma'am.
I'm sorry, there is an affirmative finding of deadly weapon. And that cause number, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes.
All right, because it's a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what that is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. And cause number 2025 CR 011020. Court will find you guilty. Court will sentence you to 5 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. There's a $2,000 fine that will be probated. This will run concurrent with 2024 CR 007176, 2025 CR 011020, 2025 CR 011309A, 2025 CR 011311C. Take in consideration 2025 CR 011310C, 2025 CC 009777. There's to be no contact with Lincoln Gage Mertens and Oscar Carvajal. There's to be restitution, if any, to Mia Alaman and Sandra Marin. And the court will recommend the therapeutic community, no residing in households with minors. View the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney. Did you understand it and sign it? All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition.
As the handcuffs go on, the judge offers a surprisingly human piece of advice. Do not become institutionalized. She even recommends he learns welding in prison to support himself later. Summary: it's a bittersweet ending. The system failed to rehabilitate him on the outside, so now it's up to the walls of the TDCJ. Closing question: do you think the judge was too harsh, or was 12 years necessary to protect the public? Subscribe for more legal breakdowns and stay safe out there.
If you have a question over what that is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand? All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. I know it's a lot of time and you're very young. When you go to prison, do not become institutionalized. Go there, keep your head down, try to get your degree. I will tell you, I've had clients before, and the best certification you can get, it may have changed, is welding. Because with welding, they get paid a lot of money. It'll be something that you'll be able to support yourself on, okay? All right, good luck to you.
Thank you, Judge. May we be excused?
I need the reset.
Okay.
So the dismissals for you.
Brooks for Miss Sotomayor, Judge.
And are you Miss Sotomayor?
Summer, yes.
All right. I'm sorry. My Louisiana accent is just all over the place today. Did you understand you're charged with possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, 4 to 200 grams? That's a second-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand? All right, after reviewing state's exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. Court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. All right, proceeding with sentencing.
Yes, Judge, we'll wait PSI.
All right, anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Your Honor, the only thing I would ask is if the court considered probating the fine. She's been in custody since August, so she'll be getting back on her feet when she gets out of custody. She does have a plan. She'll be going to Haven, Judge, but the court could give her that consideration. I think it would help her be successful.
All right, how old are you?
24.
Do you have any children?
No.
Do you have any family support?
No.
Where is your family?
Some of them stay in the area, some of them move, but I don't really talk to them as much anymore.
Why not? And I'm asking these questions so I can discover what's going on with you, because I have to set conditions for you. And I want to set conditions for you where you will be successful.
Well, actually, I choose not to speak on those.
Okay. So my other question is, why were you at this hotel?
It was somewhere I was residing at first before like all complaints or whatever, but it was somewhere I was residing until I moved in to this new house I was supposed to be living in with my sister. But I don't know if they moved in or not yet though.
So you have contact with your sister?
Yeah.
And does your sister have any children?
Not that I know of.
So are your parents still alive?
Not really one.
So, Judge, I can enlighten the court.
Yes.
Dad lives here.
Mhm.
Dad was military. And,
Okay.
and they moved down from Temple about 2 years ago, but she doesn't really want to burden her family with her personal problems. She was the motel itself is more of like a long-term residence place. So she was staying with a guy who was there, correct? Staying at that hotel.
With a guy? Were you staying at that hotel by yourself or with someone?
No, I was with two people. I was my uncles.
There were a couple of people in that room. The staff, from what I gathered, Judge, from the evidence, the staff was familiar with her and the family and these people that were living there. They were the ones that called the cops, Judge.
All right. So you were staying with two uncles?
Mhm.
Are those your biological uncles?
I was
Or
adopted,
just, okay.
so no, just like
So are they your adopted uncles or no?
I'd say
Well, I mean, either they are or they're not.
they are.
Okay. So you were adopted
Mhm.
and the two uncles you were staying with in the hotel are your uncles through that adoption?
Yes.
I don't know the answer to that one.
So do you think maybe this is an Esperanza issue? Because I'm concerned with the two uncles.
You know, Judge, what I do know is that we talked a little bit about decision making and sometimes going back to places where you're using drugs triggers that, and being around people that can trigger that. I didn't gather that there was any sort of trafficking situation going on, Judge. Um, I do know that she's to have no contact with this area as a condition of the probation if the judge should choose to follow our bargain.
When's the last time you were employed?
2 years ago.
Doing what?
I was a waitress.
All right. And how long have you been homeless?
Just recently because I was staying with those two, and then like as soon as I came here, I decided just to go with tourists.
Have you ever had any mental health diagnosis or anything of that nature? Ever been to see a psychiatrist or anything of that nature? And how often were you using, and we'll just say in the past?
Every day.
And what were you using? Okay. And when you were in the hotel, was that part of what maybe caused all of this, the drug use?
No,
Okay.
not at all.
All right. And how far did you go in school?
I graduated.
All right. So what is your dream job?
I don't really have one.
I mean, if you have to work, if you're not independently wealthy, where would you like to work?
No, honestly, anywhere.
All right. So here's the thing. While you're on probation, I want you to think about what your dream job is. Because unless we're independently wealthy, we're going to have to work unless we find somebody who chooses to support us not working. And people always say, if you can earn money at your job and enjoy it, that's a great life to have. So I'm going to want you to discover what's a job you would enjoy that you can earn a living at. You understand? All right. Court will sentence you to a $2,000 fine. That will be probated. 40 years deferred adjudication. Proof of employment within 90 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. No unsupervised contact with minors. There's to be no contact with 1129 Austin Highway, San Antonio, Texas, 78209. And let me see what the name of that location is. The Roadway Inn, RODEWAYINN. Regular reporting by Zoom or in person. The UA hotline. I'm going to want the following done in custody: a referral to Esperanza Court. And if we could do that in this order: referral to Esperanza Court, and then felony drug court. And if we could do a MIC evaluation. And is there some place that could help her with housing? Because I'm concerned about whoever these two uncles are. Would it just be Haven?
For now.
All right, Haven for Hope. And there'll be 200 hours of community service restitution. I'll waive the 200 hours if she obtains some sort of trade school certificate, or if she attains some higher level of education. Field visits one time per month until further notice. And take in consideration 2024 PF 13382. I don't feel as though this is an MRT issue. Does probation, do you think this is a moral recognition therapy situation?
I'm not aware.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think that's the case. I think it's a homeless issue, drug issue, she's adopted issue, and then living with some two uncles at a hotel. I think those are the issues. All right, is there anything else she needs? All right, is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
No.
All right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it? All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, we can go off the record. In this court, to be successful, make sure that you stay in contact with probation. If you feel like you can't reach them or something else is coming up, you can always come back to court. Your attorney wants you to be successful. The state wants you to be successful. I want you to be successful. Okay? All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, you entered pleas in each of these cause numbers to no contest.
Yes.
I'm sorry, of no contest.
Yes, ma'am.
And the cause number ending in 02. According to your plea bargain agreement, punishment is to be assessed at a cap of 10 years in the prison. There's $1,000 fine. State is silent on your applications. These cases will run concurrently, and there's to be restitution of $2,799 to Lowe's. And cause number ending in 04. According to your plea bargain agreement, punishment is to be assessed at a cap of 10 years in the prison. There's $1,000 fine. State is silent on your applications. This will run concurrently with the other cause numbers. The state is taking in consideration 2025 CR 012103. 2025 CR 008712, and there's restitution of $2,799 to Lowe's. And the cause number ending in 90. According to your plea, punishment is to be assessed at a cap of 10 years in the prison. There's $1,000 fine. State is silent on your application. This will run concurrently with all of the cases. And cause number ending in 03. According to your plea bargain agreement, punishment is to be assessed in count 1, paragraph B, to a cap of 10 years in the prison. There's $1,000 fine. The cases will run concurrently. State is silent on your applications. They're taking in consideration 2025 CR 012099 and 2025 CR 01210. And there's to be restitution, if any, to Amigos Food Mart. All right, the state is silent. Defense, do you have any witnesses?
Only Vincent Church.
All right, can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
My name is Vincent Gonzalez.
All right, defense, you may proceed.
And Vincent, how old are you?
I'm 37.
And how long have you been in custody now?
I've been in custody going on 6 months.
And since you've been in custody, have you picked up any new offenses while at the jail?
No, I haven't, sir.
Have you had any write-ups at the jail?
At all, sir.
And you understand we're here this afternoon for the court to decide whether or not what's going to place you on probation or whether or not the court's going to sentence you from 2 years up to 10 years in TDC. Right?
Yes, sir.
And you want to address the court regarding probation, correct?
Yes, sir, I do.
And you're asking the court to grant your application for probation.
I am, sir.
And why are you asking the court to grant your application?
Because I do need help, sir.
What kind of help do you need, Vincent?
I need a bunch of help. I need help with guidance into a journey in life because I've never had it. And ever since I've come into your courtroom, ma'am, I've heard nothing but words of wisdom, hope, and encouragement out of you. And you ask your people that come up here to seek for help when they need it. And I never knew how to do that all my life, Your Honor. And I've been in trouble going on 16 years of my life, and I never knew how to ask for help. And I'm 37 years old. When is enough gonna be enough? And that's what I've been telling myself the past 6 months because I was getting hit with more than 10 years. But I wanted to come up to you and ask you, ma'am, if you can give me the help that I need because I'm not getting younger. I'm getting older, and I don't want to be here at the age of 50 looking at 25 to 99 years in prison because that's where these cases are going to go eventually. And I've always taken the easy way out and going to prison because I learned how to adapt in prison, live for free in prison, sleep for free, eat for free. People send me money. I'm not doing anything but learning my criminal activities. I've never properly asked for help. And like I said, I'm getting older. My mom's getting older. She's by herself out there. Her husband had to go back to Mexico, but she has nobody to help her at the moment. She works. She's 63 years old. She works. She needs help to maintain the house. And I messed up. I messed up because I just finished doing a 3-year sentence, and I messed up. But I didn't get the help that I needed in prison. And I've never actually been in a courtroom where I've been offered any kind of help. I've always been offered, let's go back to prison. Let's go back to prison. And I've asked DA in the years back, can I please get some probation so they can help me with my criminal activities to break the cycle that I got going on in my life. I've always taken the easy way out. I know life isn't easy. It's hard. It has to be hard because you didn't get in that chair by doing easy things. You got in that chair by doing hard things, going to college, doing what you had to do to be in that chair. I didn't do that. And I know it. My mom told me the other day, it's not too late. It's never too late. You just got to stop and start doing the right thing. And I'm asking you to help me. And that's what I'm asking you. I'm asking. That's why I wanted to come up to you. I didn't want to take the DA's bargain or anything. I wanted to come up to you and ask you, please give me the help that I need because I've never had it.
Thanks, Vince.
Any other questions?
Mr. Gonzalez, are you willing to pay restitution?
I am, ma'am.
Are you willing to comply with any and all terms of probation?
I do want to do that, Your Honor. And I want to show not just you, Your Honor. I want to show myself. And like you said, and I hear you. If you're not going to do it for yourself, do it for those who love you. And that's absolutely correct. Every time I come in here, I listen to what you say to other people. I really do. And I've never heard that in other courtrooms that I've been in. And you inspire me to go out there and do the best I can to do the right thing. It's not going to be easy. It's like a baby learning how to walk. I've never known how to do the right thing. I've always done the wrong thing. But I'm ready to properly take that step by step to do the right thing, because that's what we need to do. And that's why I asked to pay back the money that I stole, because it's the right thing to do. And I don't care how long it takes me to pay that back. I want to pay it back. I want to do the right thing. And I apologize to Lowe's for being such a menace to them all these years. I want to apologize to them. I want to apologize to the DA. And I want to apologize to just my community for losing that trust and support in me all these years. I know it's going to be hard to get that trust and support from them again, but I want to eventually get that from my community if I can get the proper help that I really need.
All right. So this is what I want to tell you. I have listened to everything that you said. I've internalized everything you said. Here's the problem. One of the problems you have is your history,
Yes, ma'am.
right? And the reason why, excuse me, these cases are state jail felony cases.
Yes, ma'am.
So your range of punishments should be 180 days up to 2 years at the state jail facility.
Yes, ma'am.
But it's been enhanced because you have the 2 prison trips.
Yes, ma'am.
That's why none of these cases are state jail felonies. And when I look at the offense dates, you have one from April 2025.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, I don't know on the April case, if somebody picked you up, you were arrested, then taken to the Bexar County Jail. Did that happen in April?
None of my cases,
Were these all at large?
I believe they were at large, Judge.
Okay. But here's the thing. So you pick up a case, April 2025. That should have given you some kind of pause, and then you having to look on your shoulder. But instead, then you come back. Your first case, February 20th, 2025. Then you have the April case, 2025. Then you have August case, 2025. So it's like none of that gave you pause. At some point in your life, something must give you pause, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And give you pause to say, I'm not doing the right thing. So how did you end up? Did you get arrested for these cases? You just minding your own business and police, there's a warrant, you get arrested?
Yes, ma'am. That's how it happened. I was leaving my mom's house where I stay at and pulled over by the rope team, and they got me. But for the first time that they stopped me, I stopped. I had already stopped stealing. So they I don't know how it happened, but every time they got me, they're like, we have 4 warrants, and then out of nowhere, a couple weeks later, they come back with 3 more. And I just got arrested. I just bonded out, and they are like, no, these are from other months. So I stopped, and then I hit rock bottom again towards the end, which was in August, and that's where Amigos Food Mart came into part, Your Honor.
Okay. Now I understand what you're saying, and I understand that sometimes people have their epiphany late in life, but I just don't think you would be a good candidate for probation. Maybe if you came to me and this was early on in your, with your criminal actions, maybe something. I'm not going to sentence you to the 10 years, though. I am finding you guilty. And in cause number 2025 CR 012102, the court is going to sentence you to 6 years in the prison. Give you credit for any time served. There's $1,000 fine. Time and money will run concurrently. This will run concurrent with 2025 CR 012104, 2025 CR 013590, 2025 CR 013603. And there's to be restitution of $2,799 to Lowe's. There's to be no contact with Lowe's. I'll recommend the therapeutic community. And there's to be no residing in households with minors. And I will tell you, once you're released from prison, if I'm still here and you need help getting back on track, place to stay. If there are drug issues, you come back here and I'm still here. I'll pick up the phone and call somebody to help you out. Let's see. And that cause number showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry, State, you may be excused. Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what that is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Next, we're moving on to 2025 CR 012104. And I'm sorry, in each of the previous cases to the clerk, I had already found him guilty and found the enhancements true based upon his plea of true and based upon State's Exhibits 1 and attachments. So in this cause number, court again is finding you guilty, will sentence you to 6 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. There's a $1,000 fine. Time and money will run concurrently. This will run concurrent with 2025 CR 013590. 2025 CR 012102, 2025 CR 013603. Take in consideration 2025 CR 012103, 2025 CR 008712. There's to be no contact with Lowe's and restitution to Lowe's of $2,799. The therapeutic community and no residing in households with minors. And that cause number, did you review the trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes.
All right, because this is plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what that is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Yeah. All right, we're proceeding in cause number 2025 CR 013590. Court is sentencing you to 6 years in the prison. Give credit for any time served. There's a $1,000 fine. Time and money will run concurrently. This will run concurrent with 2025 CR 12104, 2025 CR 12102, 2025 CR 13693. No residing in households with minors. And that cause number, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it? All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what that is, you'll need to speak to an attorney.
Yes, ma'am.
We're proceeding in 2025 CR 013603. And that cause number, the court will sentence you to 6 years in the prison. Give you credit for any time served. There's a $1,000 fine. Time and money will run concurrently. This will run concurrent with 2025 CR 012104, 2025 CR 013590, 2020. I think the paperwork needs to be changed on this. Add 2020, any objections to the court adding the number 5 to cause number 2025 CR 012102?
No, Your Honor.
All right. And then that's taken in consideration, I'm sorry, concurrent with 2025 CR 012102. take in consideration 2025 CR 012099 and 2025 CR 012101. Restitution, if any, to Amigos Food Mart. No contact with Amigos Food Mart at 4503 Calabria Road, 78228. Therapeutic community, no residing in households with minors.
And the minor part, why is that? I'm not a sex
Because-
offender.
No, this is the reason why I do that. Because many a times what I've seen in my career is that women will move men into their homes. They know absolutely nothing about them. And then the next thing you know, something happens regarding a child. Either somebody physically abuses the child or other things. So, because as you know, sometimes the people that you meet is the publicist and you don't meet the person till later.
Even though
So-
I don't have cases like with abuse or child indecency or nothing like that.
Let me ask you this. Do you have any children?
I have a 12-year-old son.
All right. You know what your criminal history is, right?
Steve.
No. I just want you to
Yes.
think in your mind your criminal history. If it's not you, and if it's just some guy getting out of prison who has your criminal history, would you want them living in a household with your son? If you're out of the picture, you're like, I'm just going to pay my child support, but I'm not going to live here. What would you think? Would you want them living there?
No.
All right, I'm going to show you this. It's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what that is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. You don't have to get your life in order. Otherwise, you're going to end up dying in prison, maybe. When I say dying in prison, I mean nobody's going to release you from prison, because your next stint, maybe you're looking at a minimum of 25.
Yes, ma'am.
And unless we're planning on living forever, if you get sentenced to like 30 or 40 years.
And that's why I came to ask you for help, because I have never gotten that help. And I was asking you for help.
Mhm.
I guess sending me to prison is going to help me out even more. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's helped me out all these other years. So I guess 6 years will
And
help me out some more.
Yeah, and I will tell you, when you're there, if they have different occupations that you can learn about, take up welding. All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Judge.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right, who else is ready?
I have a